Hello, and welcome back to Bedtime Stories with Vice Vice Baby, where we will continue the journey of Uncle Wiggily. Story 8, Uncle Wiggily and the Flowers. One Saturday, when there was no school, Charlie Chick was playing soldier in the chicken coop and beating the drum that Uncle Wiggily had given him for Christmas. And Arabella, who was Charlie's sister, was playing with her talking doll. The little chicken girl was teaching the doll to recite that piece about once a trap was baited with a piece of cheese. But the doll couldn't seem to get the verses right. She would say it something like this: Once a trap was baited with a twinkling star. 'Was Christmas Eve, and Santa Claus was coming from afar. A little drop of water was in Jack Horner's pie. When Mary lost her little lamb, old Mother Goose did cry. "Oh, you'll never get that right," exclaimed Arabella. "Uncle Wiggily, can't you make my talking doll learn to speak pieces right? She gets them all mixed up." "I'll try," said the old gentleman rabbit. And he was just telling the doll how to recite a poem about little Monkey Jack upon a stick of candy, and every time he took a bite, it tasted fine and dandy. Well, the doll had learned one verse, when all at once there came a knock on the door, and there stood a telegraph messenger boy with a telegram for Uncle Wiggily. "Oh, something has happened!" exclaimed Mrs. Chick. "I'm so nervous whenever a telegram comes." "Wait until I read it," said the old gentleman rabbit. And when he had read it, he said, "It's from Aunt Letty, the old lady goat. She has the epizootic very badly from having eaten some billboard pictures of a snowstorm, which make her catch cold. And she wants to know if I can come over to see her and tell Dr. Possum to bring her some medicine." "Of course I will. I'll start off at once." So Uncle Wiggily started off in his automobile, and on his way to see the old lady goat, he stopped at the doctor's house. And Dr. Possum promised to come as soon as he could and cure the old lady goat. "Then I'll go on ahead," spoke Uncle Wiggily, "and tell her you are coming." So he hurried on, with his long ears flapping to and fro, and he hadn't gone very far before he came to a shop where a man had flowers to sell: roses and violets and pinks and all lovely blossoms like that. "The very thing!" exclaimed Uncle Wiggily as he saw the pretty posies. "Sick persons like flowers, and I'll take some to Aunt Letty. They may cheer her up." So he bought a large and kept on towards the old lady goat's house. Well, he hadn't gone very far before, all at once, as he was going around the corner by the prickly briar bush that had berries on it in the summer time, all at once, I say, out jumped a big black bear. At first, Uncle Wiggily thought it was a good bear, and he stopped the auto to shake paws with him. But all at once, he saw that it was a bad bear, whom he had never seen before. "Oh my!" exclaimed Uncle Wiggily, surprised like. I guess I made a mistake. I don't know you. I beg your pardon." "You don't need to do that," growled the bear. "You'll soon know me very well enough. You and I are going to be very well acquainted soon. You come with me." And with that he grabbed hold of the old gentleman rabbit and marched off with him, pulling him right out of the auto. "Where are you taking me?" asked Uncle Wiggily, trying to be brave, and no shiver or shake. "To my den," answered the bear in a growlery voice. "I never had my Christmas or New Year's dinner yet, and here it is in the middle of January. Wow!" Oh, what a savage bear! Exclaimed Uncle Wiggily. What makes you so cross? Just look at my feet and you'll see why, answered the bear. And Uncle Wiggily looked. And, as true as I'm telling you, there were a whole lot of walnut shells fast on the bear's feet. That's enough to make anyone cross, said the bear. I stepped in these shells that someone threw out of their window after Christmas, and they stuck on so tight that I can't get them off. Talk about corns. These are worse than any corns. I have to walk on my tiptoes all the while, and I'm so cross that I could eat a hot cross bun and never know it. Row, woof! Oh my! Exclaimed Uncle Wiggily. Then I guess it's all up with me. And he felt quite sad-like. You may well say that, growled the bear. Come along. And he almost pulled Uncle Wiggily head over paws. What have you in that paper? Asked the bear, as he saw the bag of flowers in Uncle Wiggily's paw. Some blossoms for the poor sick Aunt Letty, answered the rabbit. Poor sick Aunt Letty. Don't talk to me about sick goats, growled the bear. I'm sicker than any goat of these walnut shells on my feet. Oh, wow, woof. And then Uncle Wiggily thought of something. Gently opening the paper, he took out one nice big sweet-smelling rose and handed it to the bear, saying nothing. What is this? Growled the bear, and before he knew what he was doing, he had taken the rose in his big paws. And then, before he knew, the next thing, he was smelling of it. And as he smelled the sweet perfume, he seemed to think he was in the summer fields, all covered with flowers. And as he looked at the rose, it seemed to remind him of the time when he was a little bear, and wasn't bad. And then once more, he smelled of the perfume in the flower, and he seemed to forget the pain of the walnut shells on his feet. Oh, Uncle Wiggily, exclaimed the bear, and tears came to his blinkery-inkery eyes, and rolled down his black nose. I am sorry I was bad to you. This flower is so lovely that it makes me want to be good. Run along now, before I change my mind and get bad again. First, let me help you take those walnut shells off your paws, said the rabbit gentleman. And he did so, prying them off with a stick. And then the bear felt ever so much better and hurried to his den, still smelling the beautiful rose. So you see, flowers are sometimes good, even for bears. Then Uncle Wiggily hurried to Aunt Letty's house with the rest of the bouquet, and when she saw she was quite some better, and when Dr. Possum gave her some medicine, she was all better. And she thought Uncle Wiggily was very brave to do what he had done with the bear. And on the next page, in case the egg beater doesn't hit the rolling pin and make the potato masher fall down in the ice cream cone, I'll tell you about Uncle Wiggily and Susie's doll. Thank you for tuning into this episode of Bedtime Stories with Vice Vice Baby. I hope you all have a good night and sweet dreams.